Magandang kamalayan sa inyong lahat at narito na naman ang ating klase, ang ating eskwela kung saan ay tayo ay nagbibigay ng mga bagong kaalaman at ito ay makakatulong sa inyong mga gustong matutunan, no, sa mga bagong pangyayari sa mga panahong katulad ng ganitong klaseng nararanasan natin. At dito ay nagkakaroon kayo ng mga bagong pananaw na kung saan ay magagamit ninyo para kayo ay makasurvive or makasabay sa takbo ng panahon. At ito ay isang bagay na kailangan natin matutunan, no? Importante. So dito po tayo, nasa online Kamalayan Lifelong Learning Center, na kung saan ay aking iniinyayahan lahat ng mga nakikinig o nakakapanood sa akin, whatever age you're in, kung bata ka, teenager, middle age, senior citizen, whatever age you're in, no, ay pwede kayong maka-appreciate nitong ating mga tinuturo dito sa Kamalayan Learning Alternative Success System or class. Yan po ang tinatawag natin class o klase. Hi, M. Centeno. How are you? Alright. So, meron tayong klase rito, pero ang class natin is KLASS. Kamalayan Learning Alternative Success System. Ano itong Kamalayan Learning Alternative Success System? Alright. Most of the things that we have learned in the past, especially lahat ng mga pinag-aaralan natin na magdudulot sa atin ng tagumpay o success in the future, no? Kaya tayo nag-aaral. Gusto natin maging successful. Pero ito nga ang importante na maintindihan natin ngayon, na kung saan ay itong success na pinag-uusapan natin ay nagbabago na. Hindi katulad dati na kung saan ay ang success na tinitingnan natin ay yung mga nagtatagumpay sa pamamagitan ng nakakamit ng maraming pera, yung mga yumaman ng husto, naging milyonaryo, bilyonaryo, at yun ang nagiging basehan kung ano yung sinasabi nga natin successful. Dito, kaya nga natin tinatawag na Kamalayan Learning Alternative Success System. It is an alternative to what we had learned in the past or what we are experiencing now. Hi, Rhoda Ann Guzman at Brother Gordon. Kamusta kayo dyan sa Baguio? Alright, so dito nga sa ating klase ay talagang binibigyan namin kayo ng bagong pananaw in terms of being successful. Kasi dito ngayon, binabago natin ang kamalayan, ang kaisipan, ang takbo ng utak natin. Na hindi katulad noon ay tayo ay, kumbaga, para ka pumasa sa eskwelahan, ay ma-memorize mo lang lahat ng kailangan mo memorizein at ipasa sa exam, tapos na. Dito sa Kamalayan Learning Alternative System, success system, walang exam. Walang oral exam, walang written exam. Ang importante lang dito kasi is nakita ko yung quality of your life na nagbabago. Kasi pag hindi nagbago yung kamalayan nyo, hindi magbabago yung buhay nyo. Kailangan magbago muna yung kamalayan nyo. Kaya dito, it is an inner work that you will do. I cannot do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. So yan po ang ating klase sa Kamalayan Lifelong Learning Center. At ito ang tinatawag natin Kamalayan Learning Alternative Success System. Alright, so, okay, Gerald Grana. Alright, ikaw ay nagtanong kanina kung may klase at yun na nga, buti na nga tinanong mo. Kung hindi, nakalimutan ko mag-plug. Alright. Anyway, so, dito ngayon, we have been discussing a topic here in transformative communication. We're in the class right now of transformative communication. Marami tayong mga klase, iba-ibang klase na, iba-ibang mga subjects sa atin. Meron tayo tinatawag na transformative communication, self-love, universal laws and principles, Mga 12 yun eh. So, 12 to 15. But anyway, so dito ngayon sa transformative communication, bakit transformative communication? Noon ko pa kasi dati sinusulong na talagang kailangan ang itinuturo sa communication schools ay etong transformative communication according to Kamalayan. Kasi meron naman talagang dati ng transformative communication. Pero hindi ko alam kung ano yung kalaki sa kanilang basehan. Pero sa akin kasi, ang aking transformation na nakikita is that every time we communicate something, every time we say something, yung mga iniisip natin, ina-express natin, sinasabi natin, either to ourselves or to other people, whatever we are now actually trying to express would materialize. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Kung negative yung mga pinagsasabi mong mga salita, puro kahirapan, puro sakit, katulad na lang ngayon, nadidinig natin, puro about this pandemic, about this COVID thing, dami na mamatay. Yan ang palaging nadidinig natin sa mga radio at saka sa telebisyon, no? At kung saan ay talagang nababasa natin sa lahat ng pahayagan. No, ano ang ibig sabihin nito? Sabi ko nga, whatever we say, we express, we actually think about, lalong lumalaki, dumadami, nag-expand, kumakalat. At ito nga ang ganitong nangyayari ngayon na imbis na mawala itong virus na kinakatakutan natin, ang media, lahat walang exception dito. Ang media like GMA, ABS, Channel 5, Channel 13, kung ano man yung mga channel ngayon, tapos mga radio stations, yan, lahat sila nagko-contribute para lumaganap itong virus na ito, imbes na mawala. Bakit? Kasi nga, they don't know exactly what the power of this communication that we call transformative communication is like. The moment you talk about it, you dwell on it, you feel it, when you say something, damang-dama mo pa. Nandyan yung takot, nandyan yung galit, nandyan yung parang sama ng loob. That is what we are creating now. More than the virus na nga ngayon, we have created an atmosphere of fear, of takot. Yan ang hindi naintindihan ng mga nasa media, na kung saan, imbis na makatulong, nakakasama. Kaya ako ay nagwawala dito ngayon na I am talking like this because they should learn from me actually. Itong panawagan ko sa kanila. Nung ko pa sinasabi yan walang naniniwala. Akala nila yung salita nila is walang effect yan. Ang laki na epekto niyan. Kaya nga, kung gusto magbago yan, kailangan baguhin na ninyo ang style. Baguhin na ninyo ang pananalita nyo. At gawin ninyong more positive, more inspiring, more encouraging, more happy than itong gloom. Ito na nga ano ang na-create na natin? Lahat tumigil na. Tumigil na lahat ang mga business establishments, mga organizations, mga institutions like schools, government agencies, iba medyo skeletal forces na lang. So basically, ito ang nakikita natin ngayon. Tumigil ang takbo ng mundo. Alright. At marami ngayon, because of this loss, may nawala sa atin We are now experiencing this grief. Etong pagdadalamhati. Dahil may nawala sa atin, may namatay. Etong tinatawag nating way of life natin dati, nawala. Bigla sa sa biglang iglip ba? Ano ba tawag doon? Iglap. Biglang nawala. Ha? 2 to 3 weeks ago, biglang nawala. So, ang dami na ngayon nade-depress. Ang dami ngayong alanganin na ang takbo ng kanilang buhay. So, they don't know what's going on. And this is exactly what I am trying to tell people because we have created it. Tayo mismo ang nagpalaganap niyan dahil nga ito lang ang palagi pinag-uusapan natin. Ngayon, ito, may epekto, ganyan. So, depression is here. All right. So, but more than that, I am now actually addressing this loss. Itong way of life natin. Nagbago na. Ito, sasabi nga natin, may new normal. Wala naman tayong new normal eh. Normal na ito. Ito nangyayari ngayon. Actually, sa amin, 20 years ago, ito na yung normal na eh. Yung wala ka ng stability. Wala ka ng sasabihin mong sasandalan. Lahat, nagkakaroon na ng pagbabago. And I'd been warning people noon pa na brace yourself for change. And you have to now change yourself, be able to now learn how to adapt to that change, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Wala nakikinig sa akin sa Kamalayan eh. Kala nila, ay, Tato, Kamalayan lang yan, wala yan. O ngayon, ito na ngayon yung dapat yung intindihin. Kung hindi, talagang wala kayo ng malay. Okay, ito ngayon ang importante na ating gawin. No? We have experienced this death of an old way of life. I cannot say it's a present day of life kasi nawala na eh. Tapos na eh. Wala na. Wala na tayong babalikan. Nawala na siya. Ano pa, yung trabaho hinahanap mo. Yung mga jeepney nga, mga drivers, kawawa nga talaga sila ngayon. Walang trabaho talaga. Babalik nga yung transportation, pero yung mga jeepney drivers mukhang walang linaw kung they still have their jobs as drivers. No? So, ito na yung mga walang talagang assurance na tuloy-tuloy pa ang takbo ng buhay nila. Sa showbiz na lang, ang dami na ngayong sa film industry, sa music industry, sa television and stage, live performances, tigil din. And so, ito yung talagang hindi naman nakakaawa. Ayokong gamitin yung word na awa. Ito yung sinasabi kong alarm. Kasi nga, this is not supposed to happen. Had we prepared for this? Kaya lang, we didn't prepare. So, ngayon, bigla nung tumigil, hindi natin alam kung saan tayo lulugar. Ito, okay. Kaya, hindi katulad ko, alam ko na kung saan ako lulugar noon pa. Kaya nung nangyayari ito, hindi naman ako nalungkot masyado. Hindi naman ako naging masaya rin. Pero, I expected it. So, wala akong agam-agam, wala akong fear. That's why nga sabi ko, okay, it's about time I come out and explain again to people. Kasi dati, sinasabi ko na ito, wala nakikinig. Okay, ngayon, meron ng kahit papano ilan na nakikinig. So, itong dinadaanan natin ngayon, hindi pa pag may namamatay, you go through a process. Hindi mo naman sasabihin na, oy, bayaan mo na yan, move on ka na. Hindi ganun kadali pag may namatay. Pag namatay ng isang tao, isang pamilya. Hindi ganun kadali na sasabihin mong move on ka. May proseso yan. Eto rin, sa atin, ang namatay sa atin yung dati nating buhay. Ang dati nating kabuhayan. Ang dati nating way of life. Na very much, sa atin yan, attached. Tapos ngayon, nawala. So we are now grieving. We are in the process of grieving. And if you are in the process of grieving, you have to go through 5 steps of grieving. Sino nga ba yung, I forgot that name. Basta, anyway, She was the one who actually mentioned this in psychology, the process of grief by Kubler. Yan, Kubler-Ross. Yan, Kubler-Ross. Ayan, I don't know ano yung first name niya, but Kubler-Ross ang apelido niya. Now, the thing here is, she mentioned 5 stages. The first stage in grieving, pag namatayan ka, o may nawalan ka, is denial. Di ba? Ngayon, parang nasa denial stage tayo ngayon. Ay, ano ba? Hindi ko naintindihan ito. Ayoko ito. Ano ba? Wala akong pakialam dito sa nangyayari, pero kailangan matapos to. So, we're still denying the reality of it. Alright, so, si Ver Morales, ngayon lang nakapanood. To si Ver, matagal na nating kasama ito, kaibigan. Dati nag-a-attend siya live every time I would have this Tuesdays with Tato in front of GMA 7. Pag Tuesday yan, pumupunta si Ver noon. Ngayon, nawala na yon. So, every day na with Tato. Almost every day. We'll try to make it every day. Hindi kayo magsasawa. But anyway, so ito na, nag-grieve tayo ngayon. So we have to go through that process. And the first stage is denial. We know that we are in denial. Hindi natin matanggap. Ito nangyayari. Hindi katanggap-tanggap naman talaga sasabihin nyo, ano ba yan? Parusa ba sa atin ng Diyos yan? Or, kagagawan ba ng gobyerno yan o ng ilang tao na so we are denying at this stage. Ayan ang ating kailangan maintindihan. We are in the process of denial. And the second stage is we are now angry. Galit tayo. Talagang as in galit. Kasi nga, imagine, kinulong ka na nga sa bahay. Quarantine. Anong expect mo maging masaya ka, nakakulong ka, wala kang freedom to go out. Siyempre, kailangan natin makisama. Kailangan natin mag-cooperate kasi kailangan natin i-contain yung virus. Pero, yun na nga, at the expense of what? Our liberty to go out, our freedom. So, nawala. So, nagagalit tayo ngayon. At nagagalit tayo dahil marami namamatay, marami nagkakasakit. Ito na yan Andiyan na yung denial, anger. At ito na, marami nakakaramdam ngayon. At kaya ang kwan ngayon is maraming tumatawag sa mga TV stations at saka sa mga ospital ngayon, sa mga clinics because of their mental health condition. Maraming depressed ngayon. Well, ito lang kasi nga itong grief, this loss of this way of life, ito na yung nararamdaman natin ngayon. So, kailangan natin malaman kung paano natin ma-overcome yan. And it's not going to be easy. Hindi tayo makaka-move on kaagad. We have to go through that process. So, we have denial, we have anger, and now we are experiencing depression. All right. So, gaano katagal yung depression na yan? Nasa sa atin yan. Kaya ako, kadalasan, hindi ako pumupunta sa mga patay dahil masayahin akong tao And somehow, parang, I let the family, go through that process of grieving. Naintindihan ko sa yung proseso na yan So, parang sinasabi, sige, hayaan ko kayo. I mean, I will not, well, of course, I try to console them, pero not much. Kasi nga, I want them to feel talaga that sense of that loss. Kasi kung hindi mo madaanin yan, they cannot move on Yan ang nagiging problema ng karamihan Hindi sila masaya sa buhay nila kasi nga, they had experienced things like this na hindi nila na-prosesong tama. So, hanggang ngayon, in denial sila or galit or depressed. Kasi nga, hindi nila na-process, hindi nila naintindihan na mayroon palang ganitong stages. So, ito ngayon ang ginagawa natin. So, ito na ngayon, after depression, ang mangyayari dyan is we will find out, ano bang pwede kong gawin? Ano bang pwede nating i-bargain dito? So, that's next. The fourth one is bargaining. Tignan natin, ano bang kailangan nating pag-usapan dito, or kailangan kong i-reconcile, or kailangan kong maintindihan, o kailangan kong maging ano dito, yung parang in exchange. So, kung anong kapalit ito, nararanasan ko na ito. So we're trying to bargain for whatever, but about what what we are experiencing. So ito ngayon ang after that fourth stage, doon na tayo nakaka-realize na wala na pa talaga tayong nagagawa. Wala na tayong magagawa. That's why we have to accept. We have to accept the fact that we have lost a loved one. We have lost this way of life. Na wala na talaga. Wala na tayong babalikan. Wala na yung dati nating kasama. Wala na yung minamahal natin. Na wala na yung pet dog na mahal kong alaga. So, we have to accept that. And so, yun ang 5 proseso. The 5 steps or the 5 stages in grieving. Kailangan natin daanan yan. At this point in time, we have to accept the fact that ito na yun. Tanggapin na natin. Natapos na ang dati nating ginagawa o yung nakagisnan. Iba na ito. Hindi na natin pwede tawagin new normal. Walang normal na dito eh. Kasi ano yung normal na babalikan mo? Wala na yung normal eh. Iba na talaga magiging buhay natin. Wala na tayong maibabalik. Kahit na yung mga sasabihin ng trabaho mo, I'm sure wala na yung trabahong, kasi nga marami mga establishments nga nagsasara na, or kung hindi man nagsasara, nagda-downsize. So kung mahirapan ng karamihan na makabalik talaga. And so ano ngayon ang future? Ano ngayon ang mangyayari? So ito ang talagang the big question. Ito ang kailangan nating maintindihan. We are the ones creating our reality. We can create a new world now. Kaya nga kailangan daanan natin itong proseso of grieving para maka-move on tayo. Kasi kung hindi tayo maka-move on, tatagal ito, magagalit lang tayo, madidepress lang tayo, walang mangyayari sa atin. Hindi maganda ang kahihinatnan nito. So, at this point, hayaan ko kayo to grieve kasi naintindihan ko ang kalagayan ng karamihan sa atin ngayon na nalalagay sa ganitong klaseng alanganin buhay. Masakit talaga. Pero as I've said, we have to understand what is happening now. As I've said, nobody can actually talk about this yet on television. Nobody has explained this like as the way I would explain it. Sabi ko nga, the earth has shifted its consciousness. Our Mother Earth has shifted from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness. Wala kang madidinig niya sa radyo, wala kang maririnig niya sa TV. Hindi nila alam yan. Kaya nga, hindi nila alam what we call itong transformative communication na aking tinuturo eh. So they will not talk about this. All they will talk about is their reality. And their reality, wala na eh. Yan ang problema eh. They're talking about something that is already lost. There's nothing to gain back. So, ang tanong dyan is, what can we now create? Eto nga eh. So, if the earth has shifted its consciousness from 3D to 4D, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ang 3D dati, ito yung talagang suffering, separation, ito yung mga talagang masasabi mong sakit, laganap, yung victim mentality dito ang kwan. And yung duality in terms of polarity, there's hot, cold, high, low, because we're living in a third dimensional world. Wala yung problema kasi we cannot take that away. We are living here on earth and we have to be able to experience them because we have a human body. May katawan tayo. And we are experiencing all these things through our senses, five senses, eyes, ear. So ito yung kuha natin. But more than the senses, more than just a body, we are also spiritual beings. That's why we have to understand that we are not exactly just human beings. We are also spiritual beings at the same time. And as such, we have the power to create. Di ba sabi nga ni Jesus, you are a child of God. We are all children of God. And we have that, we have God within us. We have God with us. The kingdom of God is at hand. The kingdom of God is within. So, eto na ngayon ang tanong. If you have God in you, why should you be afraid? Di ba? Yan yung kwan eh. You have to be powerful. Now, the thing here is, how come hindi niyo magamit yung power? Kasi nga, ang dami niyong issues eh. Ang dami nating issues. Kaya hindi natin nagagawa yung mga pwede natin gamitin na power or yung tatawag nating God power. Samantalang, Jesus always explained that. You just have to align with the Father. Because it is the Father that doeth everything, basically, in us, through us. So we have to co-create with the Father. So whatever we are now experiencing, we are now creating, is it according to our liking or hindi natin gusto? Pag hindi natin gusto, may problema tayo. Tayo nag-create, tapos hindi mo gusto yung kinreate mo. That means there is something in your consciousness or in your mind that is not exactly right. So ito ngayon ang kailangan natin ayusin. Ano ba talagang gusto mo? Ano ka? You want to be happy? So, have happy thoughts. Talagang, kasi what is inside you is the one that will come out in your world. Iba-ibang mundo natin. We are creating different words. Pero pag pinagsama yan, and that is now what we call the collective consciousness, doon nagkakaroon ng pangyayari sa buong mundo. Pero we can create individually and somehow, kagaya ko, sabi ko nga, na-experience ng buong mundo ang ganitong klaseng, I would say, negativity. Kami, sa Kamalayan, we don't feel it. Why? Because we understand it. And because we have prepared for it. So we're not afraid. We're happy being us at this point in time. We're concerned, yes. We feel much for our brothers and sisters who are suffering. But then again, we cannot just, suffer with them. We have to do something. We have to teach now. We have to come out and say, hey, wake up. And the only thing now is to learn. Learn new things. Hindi na pwede yung mga natutunan natin dati. Wala na yun. Tapos na yun lahat yun. So you cannot anymore use them. So, sasabihin mong, graduate ako ng exclusive school na ganito. I mean, I took up a master's degree. I took up my doctoral degree. Kaya ko yan. Sige, tingnan natin hanggang saan naabutin yan. Anyway, so ito ngayon ang sinasabi ko sa inyo. Alright, so, ang kuha ko nga talaga ngayon is, I'm trying to explain what is going on and somehow, if you cannot still accept what I'm saying, it's okay. I mean, we're not here to convince everyone. We have just, we are just trying to reach out to those who are ready to learn all these things. So sabi nga, if the student is ready, the teacher appears. So if you are not here, that means you are not ready. But if you're here and you still cannot accept it, you can always turn off this broadcast or this podcast and walang problema. We will not take it against you. Hindi ka pa handa eh. Ano na itong tinuturo namin. Kumbaga parang it's not for everyone. It is for everyone but at the right time. So kung hindi mo pa oras, maintindihan natin yan. So, okay lang. So, Tess Lewis is watching from the US. And Simon Rupert Denoga said, yep, all things do come to an end only to be replaced with something else. Definitely. Mike Pedero is watching. Mike. Cherry Pedrano. Nathaniel Bonzon. All right. Simon Rupert. Okay. Sino ba ito? Mark Angelo. Miley. Hindi ko ma-pronounce yung last name niya. Ver, okay. Arturo Coronel. Jerry, John Kasuga Jr. is watching. Judeline Garcera. Homok. Si Judeline. Suki natin na yan. Gerald Grana, and Rhoda Ann Guzman, and si M. Centeno. Alright. So ako nga, I'll give myself as an example. I went through that process of change. Ang dami kong dinaanan. Noong early 80s, dumating yung globalization. What na ito globalization? Yung mga multinational corporations conquered the world. Kumbaga, they put up their own companies in every part of the world, in every key city of all countries. Na kung saan ay talagang they gained ownership of the land in terms of what they were selling. And mga global companies, like many of them are American companies. No? So talagang eto na yung naging laganap. So, nangyari na yung globalization. Bago pa lang mangyari yung globalization, I was part of the recording industry, which was practically owned by Filipinos or Filipino-Chinese at that time. Filipino citizens sila. And then, kung baga, itong globalization, ang nangyayari dito is the company, the American or the foreign company will set up its own branch here na kung saan ay talagang parang sila ang magpapatakbo. They will not anymore have Filipinos be parang mga parang distributor lang. Kumbaga ngayon, they will get Filipino managers, pero they will actually be the ones to give the terms or to dictate what to do. So, okay. Sabi nga nung iba, let's see if it will work. And maraming nag-prevent globalization to make it happen. And even kami sa recording, we didn't want it because that means matatalo ang OPM. We were more pushing for original Filipino music. Eh pag nag-globalization yan, siyempre, all foreign companies or American companies would promote their own artists. Which, yun na nangyari. Although they would say, no, we will also have a counterpart, a domestic department, which will take care of your locals. So, we didn't believe that at first. So, nagkaisa yung mga top record labels dito na before the globalization happened to offset or to stop or to prevent that change or the coming of these global companies, these global corporations from setting up their own companies here in the Philippines. And so, I will, for the first time, I will talk about this in my blog. I know, I don't want to talk about this kasi marami akong nasagasaan dito. What I did before. Kasi noon talaga, I was a go-getter. I mean, I was a, I wanted money. I wanted power during my time, which I got. And so, what happened was, the top 4 record companies asked me to market them. I became the marketing agency of all their products. And for what? Anong purpose nun? if you, to those who understand what I'm talking about, this was, kung naintindihan nyo kung ano yung top 4 companies na yan during the 80s, yun. Alright. Well, sino man yun. Anyway, so I was talking to presidents of those big companies na yan. And I became the head of it. Kumbaga, ako ang parang naging boss nila ngayon sa marketing. Alright. So I would now take care of all their products in all the record bars. And what is the purpose again? To prevent globalization from happening. Why or how? Okay, ganito yon. Ang nangyari nun, if the stores will not actually honor or let the global companies from selling, that is one way of stopping them from entering. If they cannot enter the market, why would they want to set up in the Philippines? So ganon. So we started that. So I told all the department stores, the record bars nationwide, that all of you now have to listen to me in terms of what I will tell you, who to actually sign up, or who you would let, or kung sino yung ibebenta nyo rito, anong labels. Ako ang magsasabi kung approve yan o hindi. I had that power. I had a contract with all the big stores. Name it. They signed up, except for one. I will not mention kung sino yun. He's a good friend of mine, unfortunately. I mean, it was a sad, actually, experience for me. But then again, sabi ko, trabaho lang ito. So, he didn't listen. He actually let the foreign corporations enter his market, his stores. And so sabi ko, if you will let it, or if you will let them enter your stores, I will pull out all my record labels from your stores. Ano mangyayari sa'yo? Wala kang mabibenta. You will be losing millions by the day, millions of pesos. And that's what happened. He didn't believe me. He didn't actually pull out the foreign company. Instead, pinili niya yun. So I pulled out the labels. I mean, the 4 big labels of during those times. Ano nangyari? After nung siguro mga siguro nakaka 4 months na in that process. And so people, I mean, I was having that, everywhere I go, I had a bodyguard na may baril na parang plainclothes policeman. Kasi nga, I mean, people will get mad at me. I mean, may mga nag-threaten na sa buhay ko noon because of what I was doing. Because I was dictating to major stores talaga to stop selling all these things except my products. Ganun. Until ito na nga ang nangyari. I discovered na yung mga kakumpetensya namin were all my friends. Sabi ko, my God, I mean, what am I doing? I mean, yeah, this is business. This is already a commitment. But then again, my friends are losing money also. I mean, they're losing money. And they were, parang having a hard time really doing their work. And so I realized, my God, ano ba ito? Dapat maganda ang pakiramdam ko rito, pero parang hindi. And so I decided to quit. Imagine, I had to give up money, that big money they were paying me then, that power, kasi nga talagang, it was really, ang tawag dito, ego talaga, ego trip na rin talaga yun. Imagine, you were the big man, the man the one who was in control of the record companies then, record business then. But then I had to give it up. Sabi ko, I cannot exchange friendship for money, for all these things. And so, when that happened, globalization really became the norm, the norms, the normal setup. They came in, wala nang makakapigil sa kanila. And I myself even worked with one multinational record label. So, ganun yun. Ang tawag dito, those were the times. So, nandyan yung pagbabago. Nandyan yung dadating yung opportunity, biglang mawawala. And so, anong gagawin mo? I had so many instances. Like, when I was really big then, I even had this sa Olympics. Parang ito yung mga Star Olympics na ginagawa ng mga artista. But I had one na Olympics ng mga Pilipino, mga awit, mga OPM. I put that up single-handedly. And I was able to get the cooperation of the OPM group then. So nag-start yung yung games. Nandun lahat ng superstars, mga OPM stars like Martin Rivera, Gary Valenciano, Apo Hiking Society. Name any celebrity then, they were there. Big time events, basketball, volleyball, So lahat yun, Olympics talaga. And I was the head. Ang problema, merong akong parang team member na sinulot ang marketing, yung advertising, what do you call this, yung advertiser ko, na nakuha ko na nag-commit na sa akin ng millions of pesos. Nung nalaman niya kasi na ang laki ng kikitain ko, I was in the States, nalaman ko na lang na he took over. So, sinulot ako. Not knowing what was going on, I went back to the Philippines and then, totoo nga, nasulot. So, nawala yung company na, yung sponsor ko, nawala. Sabi niya, I'm taking over. Sabi ko, sige, tingnan natin as to how you can get a sponsor now. Remember, after these games, you have to show it on television. If you don't have a sponsor within 2 weeks, you will not be able to air it on whatever channel. Ganun na nga nangyari. Wala. So, basically, sabi ko nga, all these changes really happen. Big time. Millions of pesos. All sa isang iglap nawala. And so, ganito rin. So, sino daw yung sumulot? Huwag na. Hindi na. Tapos na yan eh. That is water under the bridge already. Alright. So, yan yung mga bagay na sinasabi ko sa inyo, nangyayari. Kaya ako, ang lakas ng loob ko mag-share ng mga ganitong ideas because I experienced them. Hindi ako mag-share na katang isip lang o napag-aralan ko lang sa libro or whatever. I experienced them firsthand. And what kind of an experience will you get if you have something like worth millions ang nakataya? Oh, hindi ba? Millions yan, hindi yan. And during that time, millions were really big millions, big money. Tapos biglang magkakagulo-gulong na yan. Tapos, so, ito ang sinasabi ko. Hindi na ako bago dyan. So, when these changes happen, sabi ko, so, ano nangyayari ngayon? Bakit kaya nagwawala? Pera lang yan. So, sabi ko, pera lang yan. May pamilya kami. Totoo yun. Kaya nga ngayon, ang importante ngayon na pinag-aaralan ng tao is itong paano ka makaka-adjust agad from something to another thing. From whatever you were doing to something very much different. Na kung saan ay para masasabihin mo na, hindi ko matanggap itong ginagawa ko ngayon pero kailangan ko gawin kasi may pamilya ako. Naintindihan natin yon, may pamilya. Pero ang tanong dyan is, saan ka lulugar ngayon? Kung hindi mo gagawin yan, paano na pamilya mo nga? And so, ang importante dyan ngayon is, yung emotional health mo, ayusin mo. Kasi, pag maganda ang pag-alaga mo sa sarili mo in terms of how you handle yourself, hindi ka nagpapadala sa emosyon, hindi ka magigimbal. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng parabang takot. Haharapin mo lahat yan. Ngayon, emotional, physical, spiritual, mental health. Kaya tayo nade-depress Kasi akala natin wala na tayong magagawa pa When in fact, ang dami. So, Boy Villasanta. Hello, ito, idol ko to si Boy Villasanta. Continue sharing your ideas. Yeah. Kasama ko dati ito sa isang radio station. Ito, si Boy, during that time, showbiz siya. Showbiz, during that time, he was, I don't know kung writer din siya noon sa showbiz. He's a writer. But he was more into positive reporting of showbiz events. Yan ang maganda sa kanya. Hindi siya nagre-report ng mga chismis lang. Puro positive yung mga kanya. And that was, kasi kaya ako siya kinuha nun. Kasi I had this radio program every day, this radio slot from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., 6 hours of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, of programming. And I got people to actually be the program hosts of every hour. And then we talked about Kamalayan and ganyan. So, Dicky Aracama, 99.5 RT is watching. Nasa US ka ba ngayon, Dicky? Kapatid ni Jojo Aracama. Alright, so, to continue. Ito na tayo. Naku, ako ng 1 hour. Nagsalita ako. Kasi I need to address this situation now. We are really experiencing this loss. Itong nawala ngayon sa atin, this way of life na nawala sa atin, malaking bagay ito. But we have to understand that it is really lost already. Huwag na natin isipin pa na babalikan pa natin yan. Na ibabalik pa natin yan. Na magkakaroon pa ng new normal. Wala na new normal kasi yung normal wala na Yung old normal wala na. Ay, nasa Makati raw siya, si Dicky. Wala na yung new normal. Wala yan. Hindi yan magiging kapareho yan ng nakaraan natin. Kahit na anong newness na ilagay mo dyan. We have now to create something different. It's definitely new, but something different from what we were doing in the past. Yung ginagawa natin in the past, nakasira lang tayo Sinira lang natin ang mundo How? Pollution. Traffic. Ano pa? Stress lang tayo. Dahil ang dami natin pinagagawa. For what? Just to gain some monetary gains? Tapos, hindi naman tayo naging masaya. And so now, we have to really we have to take a look inside us. What will make us happy? We have to do things that will make us happy now. We cannot just do anything that will just, put food on our table. We have to already find out exactly who we are and how we are able now to do things that will make us more fulfilled in life. Kasi if you're a fulfilled people, if you're a happy nation or happy world, di ang ganda. Anong kinrate natin? 90% of all those in the workforce never really enjoyed or were happy with their jobs. And so, yun ang naging problema natin. Many of them really were miserable. And so we created a world of misery. So ito na nga yung tumigil And then uulitin mo pa yung normal na yun. Yung old normal na yun. Naku naman, lalagpas na nga tayo dyan Kaya nga, ito sinasabi ko sa inyo, we have to go through that process of grieving. Okay, nakaraan na yan. kailangan natin maproseso yan sa buhay natin na malagpasan so we can move on. So, what are we now going to take up again? We have stopped doon sa ano natin doon sa, we still were talking about the limited beliefs of Filipinos that we have to change. And many of those limited beliefs are talagang making us miserable in a way. Kasi imbis na maging masaya tayo, we were not happy because napaka-negative ng mga beliefs natin. So, to continue, siguro kasi madami na ako ng pag-usapan, I will just go to my last 3 before I continue talking about the other things that we have to give up. No? Alright. Kasi iba, halos na pag-usapan natin one way or the other. Okay. Maybe ito, may belief to na napag-usapan na natin in the past, pero I will again talk about this. May nagsasabi na, to want money, yung magkagusto ka ng pera, hindi raw spiritual, material yan, or evil for that matter. Ano bang gusto nyo? Hindi ba importante pera sa buhay natin? Pero sabi nga, ito yung naging paniwala kasi natin Negative yung paniniwala natin about money. And ang problema, we want money. Kaya lang, ang pananaw natin is negative. So, while earning it, we were not actually happy with it because we have this belief that money is not spiritual, that money is the root of all evil, that money is not going to make us happy. Ganyan. So, ang dami natin mga ganong klaseng paniniwala. So, kailangan pala natin, bakit natin iisipan ng ganyan? Maybe yung sinasabi nga nila, yung sobrang ganid sa pera, yan ang masama. Pero yung magkaroon na marami na alam mo ang paggamit, hindi yung, kasi nga marami na nga silang pera, super million o billionaires na nga, and still they don't know what to do with their money. And so, because they want to earn more and more, they don't appreciate how to use that money. They don't know how to use money to make them happy. Mas nagiging miserable pa sila. And so, they resort to other things to make them happy. And illegal things pa. Alright. So, I'd like to say hi to Jun Custa and sino ba ito? Si JR Prismo Junior, JR. Alright. So, suffering is I'm just trying to lose kasi this is something like 52, but many of them I discussed already. So if I don't anymore take up all of them, and if I feel I need to talk about them, I will just continue them in another class kasi halos na-take up ko na lahat I'm just looking for something very much I would say okay. Marami sa atin, sinasabi natin, I don't have anything to offer this world. Ito na ngayon tayo. Many of us believe in the past, or up to now, that, sino ba ako? Ano pa ma-offer ko? Wala naman ako I'm just an ordinary person. And this is something that we have now to change. We all have now to contribute in this new world that we are creating. You cannot say you are not worthy or you cannot contribute anything now that is something notable or important in this new world that we are now creating. Sino ka ba? Tanungin mo sarili mo. Hindi ko masasagot yan. Hindi kita kilala. Ikaw lang makakakilala sa sarili mo. Sino ako? Ano magagawa ko? Anong gusto kong mangyari? Anong gusto kong maging? Anong gusto kong ma-experience? All these things you have now to assess. Hindi na pwede sasabihin mo na you will forget yourself and you will just please other people and do what they want to do and disregard what you actually want to do. Hindi na pwede yan. Tapos na yung panahon na yun. You are now an important player in this world. We need all of you. I'm trying now to consolidate a lot of people who can be part of this Kamalayan change or positive energy for change. Kasi hindi ko kaya mag-isa yan. Hindi pwedeng dalawa lang o tatlo. Collective or positive collective consciousness. Kasi yung negative collective consciousness brought us to this situation now. Collective yan, ha? Marami yan. Worldwide yan. And so here I am, starting on my own. Although there are some people all over the world also doing the same thing. Na kailangan magkaisa na tayo. Ito na yung gusto natin makita. Ito na yung mga pagbabago. Ito na yung mga nais nating mangyari o makamit din at the same time. So, with that, I'd like to now go to the next thing that we have to give up to be happy. Kasi ito naman, itong things to give up to be happy, 15 ito. And we have only discussed 5 of them. Giving up your need to always be right. Giving up your need for control, giving up your need on blame, giving up your self-defeating self-talk, and giving up your limiting beliefs. Yan, doon pa lang tayo natapos eh. Giving up your limiting beliefs. Yan ang pinag-discuss natin na napakahaba. I think it took me something like 3 days. Hindi pa nga matapos, pero natapos ko na ngayon. Kaya lang, kasi nga sabi ko, natapos ko na, I talked about them in some parts already or in some videos. But if I remember something else later on, I will still continue that in another class. All right. So, number 6 thing to give up, to be happy, is our complaining. Paraging nagrereklamo. Ngayon, nagrereklamo tayo. Bakit ang ayuda ko maliit? Bakit sa iba malaki? Pati doon na wala na tayong ginawa kundi mag-complain. Lahat ng noon pa tayo nagko-complain actually, hindi lang ngayon. And we were never happy. We always found something to complain about. And we have to give that up. We have to accept things as they are. We have to see the beauty in them. Ang pagko-complain basically, attitude problem yan eh. It is because of you. That's why you're always complaining. There's something in you na kailangan mong ayusin. You are now always seeing that kind of light in terms of complaining always because there is something in you that is not happy. Hindi ka kontento. Or you were not appreciated when you were growing up. You were not given that kind of attention. Or you were not given that kind of importance. Or, yun na nga, at the same time, hindi mo nagagawa yung mga gusto mong gawin. Palaging binabara ka. So, ginagawa mo ngayon is wala kang makita maganda sa mga nangyayari. So, ko-complain ka palagi. And that's the root cause of all these things. You know, ito nga ang gusto kong i-explain palagi. Sa media, they always complain. Puro batikos yan eh. Sa media, di ba? Complain, kaya ganito, sa ganyan, sa nangyayari. Complain. Alright. They complain about the effects. Ang nakikita nila, they try to find solutions to the effects. But they forget that there is a root always prior to that effect. May pinanggalingan yan. Anong root cause niyan? May cause yan eh. Bakit hindi mo yun ang i-address? Complain ka ng complain eh. Wala kayong ginagawa kung hindi umangal, manisi, mag-complain. When in fact, hindi nyo ina-address yung root cause. Kung ma-address nyo yung root cause, di makakatulong pa kayo. Sa media, hindi tinuro yata sa kanila yun eh. To address the root cause. Ang tinuro lang palagi is yung ano yung epekto dyan, ano yung resulta nangyayari, banatan nyo. Complain kayo. Sige, magreklamo kayo. So, ito na yun nangyari. Puro tayo reklamo. And that is making us very unhappy. So, ito yung mga bagay na kailangan natin baguhin na. Alright. Kaya nga sabi ko nga eh, di ba, sabi ko, there was one time, sabi, kalungkot, nagsara ng ABS. Sabi ko, sana lahat na ng media isara na. Hindi ako kaibigan ko lahat sila. Kaya lang, if you are now going to continue lang what you are doing in the past, you are not helping create a happy new world. You will just be continuing creating the kind of old world that we had. Eto na yun eh. Sinasabi ko nga, mga paniniwala natin, kailangan natin baguhin. But if you will still believe in the old things that you had believed in, I don't know. I mean, there's something not right anymore. Nag-stop na nga tayo. We can start anew. We can start, I'm challenging all the broadcasters now, all the commentators, all the hosts to really now look into this kind of reporting or doing their jobs. Hindi na pwede yung palagi na lang tayo doon sa effect na nakatuon. Doon tayo ngayon sa root cause. Hanapin natin anong pinagmulan niya. Doon natin ayusin. Merong pinagmulan yan eh, mga bagay na kinocomplain natin eh. Huwag tayong reklamo ng reklamo. Bakit nangyari yun? Kasi may sinimulan yan. Ano ang pagsimula niyan? Baguhin natin. Pag-aralan natin kung paano natin maiayos. Hindi yung para kang mga doktor. Ang doktor, they will cure you from the effect. Naramdaman mo to, masakit, they will give you painkillers. Pero yung root cause, hindi nila i-address. So, okay, natanggal yung pain ngayon, nawala, masaya ka, bukas, babalik. Kasi hindi mo natanggal yung root cause. Nandiyan pa rin. So, babalik ka na naman sa doktor. Dok, bakit ganun? Bumalik. Inumin mo uli ito. Para mawala. Di inom ka na naman ngayon. Nawala na naman. Okay, pag daan ng isang araw, nandun na naman yung pakiramdam mo na masakit na naman. Balik ka na naman. Ganon din sa media. Yung mga kinocomplain natin, walang katapusan yan. Wala tayo nagdidinig kundi puro reklamo. This is something that we need to give up. Complaining. Hindi masamang makakita ng hindi maganda. But, huwag tayong nakatingin palagi sa hindi maganda. Tignan natin, ano magagawa ko ngayon? Kung nakikita ko nga ito nangyayari, baka pwede kong masolusyonan. Ano ba ang problema nito? Saan ba galing ang problema? Ayun, dapat doon eh. Tanungin natin sa sarili natin, saan ba galing ang problema ngayon? Ano ba ang punot dulo niyan? Bakit nagsimula yan? And many of those problems that we are experiencing are a result of all these beliefs that we are talking about. Paniniwala kasi natin yan, kaya pinairal natin sa buhay natin. Yan ang I would say, cause of all this chaos, I would say, problems that we are now experiencing. Ayaw ko. I mean, ayusin na natin ang kamalayan natin. Remember, it is our kamalayan or consciousness that creates our reality. So, ang nangyayari sa buhay natin, basically, kamalayan natin ang gumagawa niyan. Anong laman ng kamalayan mo? Kung yung lumang mga paniniwala mo nandiyan pa rin, walang mangyayari. It will just continue and continue. Nothing will change in your life. Magreklamo ka uli, maninisi ka uli. You will now feel depressed all over again. Or hindi ka makaka-overcome ng depression mo. Kasi nga, you will not know exactly what is going on, how to change it. Alright, so, ito pa. Alright, number 7 is give up your need for, or give up the luxury of criticism. You know, criticizing people, criticizing what is going on, para complaining yan. When you are criticizing, basically, you are not seeing something nice, you're not seeing something beautiful, you're not seeing something good. That's why, nakikita mo yung negative, yung masama, yung hindi mabuti. Pero ang punot dulo niyan, ikaw. When you are criticizing, basically, if you're judgmental, you are judging yourself. Not only judging yourself, but deep inside you, you do not see anything nice also. You don't see anything beautiful. You don't see anything harmonious. Kaya wala kang makita sa labas niyan. Kaya lahat na makikita mo sa labas, pangit. Kaya kinikriticize mo lahat yan. Mapanghusga ka, mapanglait ka. Dahil wala kang makita maganda sa sarili mo. Yun ang punot dulo nun. The moment makita mo ngayon ang sarili mong ganyan, tanungin mo sarili mo, bakit ako naging ganito? Sino ang gumawa nito sa akin? Siyempre, sisisihin mo na naman ng ibang tao. Alright, maybe partly true na merong kinalaman ng ibang tao sa iyo, pero may limitasyon. Like your parents, of course, they brought you up at a certain age. Sila may control ng buhay mo. Pero later on, dapat nag-iba na yung mga pananaw mo rin. Okay, so let's see now the other one. Number 8 is give up your need to impress others. Yung mga pa-impress, gusto nyong magpakitang magaling kayo, magpakitang big time kayo, or mayaman kayo, or gwapo kayo, or maganda kayo. Ito yung sinasabi nga nating yung personality nyo, which I posted kanina. The Greek root word of personality comes from persona, which means mask, maskara. Maskara. So, sinusuot natin. Ang personality natin is basically made up of the different masks that we wear every day. Iba-iba yan. Depende kung sinong kaharap natin. Itong maskara susuotin natin. Itong maskara. Alright, may masama ba ron? Parang wala naman. Actually, meron, in a way. Kasi hindi ka totoo. You're not being true to yourself. Kasi dapat, kung meron kang tanggalin mo yung maskara mo. You unmask yourself. Reveal your true nature. Kasi yan, magagawa mo lang yan kung kilala mo sarili mo. And you become authentic. When you actually know who you are, you learn exactly everything about you, and this is exactly what you show people. Wala kang pinagbago. Like ako, I don't do things differently when I am in front of different people. Kung ano ako doon sa isa, ganun din ako doon sa isa. Kaya I'm too honest about who I am, and I cannot hide that because hiding it will just make me fake. Itong mga nagtitinda ng balot dito, siguro 5 beses ang dumaan dito. Ewan ko bakit paulit-ulit sila dumadaan sa kalye namin. Anyway, so ito ang magandang kailangan nating intindihin din. So, yung pa-impress nga na, kasi nga, ano bang gusto mong pakita sa personality mo? Na magaling ka, na maganda ka. Okay naman yung maganda. Ayusin mo naman. Kailangan naman talaga mag-ayos tayo. Pero yung sasabihin mo, kailangan kong pakitang ano ko big time. Okay, kailangan pakita kong ano ako, ano tawag dito, na para bang class, yan. Ayan ang mga bagay na hindi natin dapat ginagawa in terms of what we should be doing. Kasi, ang nangyayari ngayon ay, eto ba na, pagpakatotoo ka, sabi nga natin, sino ka ba talaga? Hindi pwedeng, ano ka na lang, sumasabay ka na lang kung anong uso, at sasabihin mo, ay, etong trend, ito ngayon ang gustong kong damit. Ako, I just wear something that I feel comfortable with. I don't go with the fashion trend. Even when I was young, hindi ako naging, I was even the last siguro to learn na wala na sa uso yung mga suot ko. Pero wala akong pakialam, basta komportable ako. Una-una, hindi naman ako nagpapa-impress. So, kumbaga, sabihin nila, bakit ka naka-bell bottom? Bakit? Masama ba? Hindi na uso yan gusto ko So, ganun yun. So, hindi ako nakikisabay. Kasi kung makikisabay ka, ang hirap kung ano yung uso at ikaw ang unang magsusuot niyan. Either pagtawanan ka ng tao, dahil nga para bang ano yan. Syempre, di ba makikita yung mga trendsetters, kadalasan para bang nawiwirduhan kayo sa kanila. Pero later on, nakikita nyo, ginagaya na rin sila, no? Pero, yun ang kung kaya nyo panindigan yun, kung trendsetter ka. Kung hindi, ako komportable lang ako sa aking suot at ginagawa o kinalalagyan. So, I don't try to impress people. Alright, so, ano ang kasunod nating na we have to give up? Alright, ito number 9, which is exactly what we had been discussing all along. Give up your need or give up your resistance to change. Ang dami sa atin ayaw magbago. Kasi ang hirap nga naman magbago Ayaw nilang sumubay sa pagbabago in terms of what is going on now. Well, yung kaninang sinasabi kong trend, yun, pagbabago yun. Pero that's fashion Ayoko naman sumabay sa fashion dahil hindi naman ako model, hindi naman ako fashionista. So, pero yung pagbabago na mga nangyayari sa buhay natin, kailangan masabayan natin yan. Or anticipate for that matter. Hindi ka pwede magsasabi na, ayoko yung magbago ang buhay ko. Gusto ko ganito lang ako forever. Wala na yung forever na ganyan na stability. Wala na stability sa panahong ito. So you cannot always say that you are going to experience the same things again and again. You will have to adapt. You will learn. Sabi nga kailangan na tinuturo ngayon sa eskwelahan is to be emotionally intelligent in terms of being strong emotionally in your emotional. When you speak of emotional intelligence, you're talking of your ang tawag dito, affectional intelligence, ano pa ba? Tatlo yun I forgot. Anyway, I will discuss that in the future. But again, for us to be able now to adapt to change, we have to be strong emotionally. Not only that, we have to also now be sure of in terms of who we are. We have to know exactly our strengths, our weaknesses. All right? We have to be adaptable. Pwede natin gawin yan. Kaya we have to now learn a lot of skills, new skills for that matter. Hindi na pwede yung sabi mo, eto lang ang alam ko Kaya mahirap kunyari sabi mo, abogado ko. Tapos sasabihin sa'yo, pare, walang trabaho, abogado ngayon Ano meron? Waiter. O frontliner. Di, sabi mo, hindi pwede, abogado ko eh. Ay, tignan natin kung tatagal ka sa mundong ito. Marami nga celebrities ngayon eh. Sikat sila eh. And since wala silang project, wala silang ginagawa, nag-volunteer ng being frontliner. Like sa Thailand, may isang celebrity, superstar, nag-volunteer bilang isang Grab food delivery driver. Frontliner. Now, sino ba mga bida ngayon sa panahon na ito? Mga frontliners. So gusto mo maging bida pa rin, edi mag-frontliner ka. Pero at least, you have to learn how to be a frontliner. Mahirap na gawain din yan. And you have to accept the fact na nagbago yung ginagawa mo. Ganun ang importante ngayon. Hindi na pwede sasabihin mo na hindi ka makahararanas ng pagbabago. Everything is changing. Whatever, sabi ko kanina mga kinuwento ko sa buhay ko, it's all about change. And you're talking about millions of pesos at stake. And then, you're faced with what to do. At that moment. Tingnan ko lang kung gaano kayo maririndi in terms of that kind of a pressure in you. Alright. Number 10 is give up labels. Yan. Diyan tayo magaling mag-judge. Panghusga tayo. Ito na naman si tamad. Ito na naman ano ba mga labels natin, karamihan na ginagamit natin negatively. So basically, ito ang mga bagay na kailangan nating iwasan. Itong mga labels na ating palaging ina-apply pag meron tayong nakitang tao na mapanghusga tayo, ayoko nang banggitin mga yan, bahala na kayo, alam na ninyo yan. We have to now give that up. Alright, so I'm going fast kasi, but I'm sure naintindihan nyo itong sinasabi ko. I'd like to say hi to Ronnie Faustino Luistro from Better Living. Wala ka na sa sa Pasay, sa Better Living ka na ngayon. John Denver Cruz. And to Ramil Vela. Sabi ni J.R. Prismo. Tama, Junior. Alright. So, dito tayo ngayon ulit. Sa ating number 11, give up your, give up your fears. Yung mga takot nyo. Face your fears. Grabe ang fear ngayon ng mundo. Ang ginawa, actually, ang fear ngayon, hindi dahil sa virus. Ang fear is dahil sa nawalan tayo ng buhay, ng hanap buhay, ng pagkain. Ito yung fear. Yan yung kinakatakutan ngayon talaga. The fear of the past. The fear of what we had lost. Yung takot na hindi na natin maibabalik. Yung takot kung anong mangyayari sa atin. When in fact, fear is basically addressing the future. Now, the thing here is, paano matatanggalin yung fear ngayon sa panahon ito? Well, as I've said, if you understand what's going on now, sabi ko nga, nagkaroon na ng shift, nagkaroon na ng pagbabago, nagkaroon na ng change in consciousness. Sabi nga, and the great awakening has happened. And so this is exactly what we are now trying to overcome in terms of the fear that we fear most, in terms of what's going on. There is now a new awakening that's happening. Kailangan alaman na natin, ano ito nangyayaring pagbabago? Yan ang kailangan natin harapin. Hindi na yung nakaraan. Tapos na yung mundo na kinagisnan na natin. Wala na yun. Tapos ito pa. I don't want to offend some religious people. No? Pero the word na ginagamit nila when they actually say it, I don't like the idea of a God-fearing person. Why would you fear God? God-fearing. Kailangan may takot ka sa Diyos. Bakit ka ba tatakot sa Diyos na mapagmahal? Hindi ba yung kinuwento ko nga yung parable of the prodigal son? Umuwi yung anak. Pinagalitan ba siya? Hindi siya pinagalitan ng tatay. Hindi siya pinagalitan nung ama niya. Ninelcome siya. Kasi nga, yun na nga eh. Wala yung sinasabi nating banta na God is going to punish you. God is not a punishing God. God is not going to do anything that would harm you in the first place. Ay, nako, ito, ginawang punishment, lahat namatay dahil pinapatay niya lahat. Lahat ng mga ayaw sumunod sa kanya, sa Diyos na ito. Ano klaseng Diyos yun? Diyos ba yun? Yun yung kailangan baguhin eh. Doon natin kinokontrol ang mga tao eh. Matakot kayo sa Diyos. When in fact, dapat palitan na natin yan to a God-loving person instead of a God-fearing person. Kaya ako, I always say, I'm not God-fearing. I am God-loving. Yan. Kailangan, ang laking epekto niyan. That's a belief system na nagkaroon ng negative effect sa buhay ng atin lahat. Yung maging God-fearing. Bakit mo kakatakutan ng Diyos? Takot ka ba sa Diyos? Ito yun nga eh. Pag nagdarasal ka ba, takot ka sa Diyos? Kasi sasabihin ko, ang dami kong kasalanan ginawa eh. Sige, anong kasalanan? Pumatay ka ba ng tao? Ano mga ginawa mong kasalanan? Ano ba yan? When in fact, kung hindi mo na apektuhan ng taong kapwa-tao mo eh, paano mo maapektuhan ng Diyos, who is Almighty? Yan ang isang paniniwala na pinairal sa atin yan. Kasi nga gusto tayong kontrolin ng mga ibang religious groups din. Na matakot kayo sa Diyos ito. Para kayo mapatawad, dumaan kayo sa mga sasabihin namin mga gawain. Yan. So, nagkaroon kayo ngayon ng takot. Alright, give up on your excuses. Marami sa atin, maraming dahilan sa mga ayaw nating gawin. Pero pag gusto naman, wala problema. Ang expression nga, sa mga taong ayaw, maraming dahilan. Sa taong may gusto, o sa taong gusto, maraming paraan. So, bakit nyo palagi na naman palulusutan? Ito yung isang paniniwala natin na talagang, awa ko ba sa inyo? Ayaw kayo. Yun na nga eh. Yung ayaw na yan, dahil nga hindi nyo kilala kung sino kayo eh. Ang dami nyong hindi ginagawa, akala nyo ayaw nyo. Nasubukan na ba ninyo? Baka naman magustuhan nyo. Gawin nyo muna. You try. A lot of us don't try anything new eh. Tapos sasabihin nyo, ayoko yan. Hindi ko kaya yan. Paano yan? Ayokong tikman yan o ayokong na-experience yan. Na-try mo na ba yan? Nagawa mo na ba yan? Hindi pa. Okay. Paano mo nalaman? So, yan. Yan ang mga bagay na ewan ko ba sa inyo kung paano nyo nakaka-arrive doon sa ganung klaseng conclusion. Alright. And so, I want to take up the last 3. Hi, sabi ni Dicky, talk to you soon, Tato. Nice seeing you here. Yeah, sure. Dicky Arakama. Kapatid ni Jojo Arakama. Brother-in-law ni Marco Sison. Yan. Si Dicky. Alright. Give up your excuses. Ito na. Dito na tayo sa number 13. Give up your past. Itong mga buhay natin ngayon na dumaan na, yung mga ginagawa na natin 2 months ago, na nasagasaan na nga nitong pandemic virus na nangyayari ngayon, give it up already. That's the past. Tapos na yan eh. Wala na tayong magagawa dyan. Hindi mo na pwede ibalik yan. Ito na yung sasabihin na natin, kailangan natin mag-isip ng bagong mga gawain. Like for example, okay, sa showbiz lang, let's say, paano na ngayon ang mga singer? Let's say singer. Kasi nga, I came from the music business, no? Music industry. When in fact before, marami sa mga superstars or mga sumikat, ang naging goal nila was just to become superstars, to become famous, to become wealthy as a result of that singing. Marami rin hindi naman naging successful, so they did not become famous, they did not become wealthy. Pero ang tanong nga dyan talaga, what was your reason? Or what is your reason why you are singing now? Ngayon, nakikita natin ngayon, many of these stars are performing on live streaming videos in Facebook, kung saan-saan, naka-Zoom, and they are now singing for free, and they're really now helping one another. And that should be the case. Basically, if I tell you, I will help you become a star, but will you sing for free? How long can you sing for free? Kasi sasabihin mo, free? Bakit ganoon? Libre? Hindi pa tayo pwede kumita dyan. You have to pay your dues. So, kumbaga, many of the artists I work with, kagaya si Freddie Aguilar, nag-umpisa yan, sumikat na yung anak niya, pero during that time, nauubusan pa rin kami ng pera noon. And so we would go to places, and naging maluho na yung lifestyle namin. So every night, lumalabas kami. And kung minsan, wala na kaming makain. So sabi ko, Freddie, lalabas tayo? Wala tayong panggastos eh. Di ba rin? Basta, tingnan natin kung saan tayo makakarating. So, pupunta kami sa mga restaurant. Hindi kami o-order, nandun na kami. Tapos mamaya, may lalapit. Uy, Sir, Freddie. Mare-recognize si Freddie. Pwede ba kayong mahingan ng ilang kanta? Uy, sige. Nakakanta naman si Freddie. Siyempre, libre. Walang charge. Kumanta na. After that, ano nangyari? On the house kami. Lahat ng gusto namin kainin, lahat ng gusto namin inumin. Yun. So that's how it works. Basically, hindi magde-demand ka kaagad. O kailangan bayaran mo ako ng ganito, kailangan bigyan mo ako ng ganito, kailangan painumin mo ako ng ganitong karami. Walang ganun. So, wala kaming demand. Mamaya, yun na, kumanta na libre. O, wala kaming sinabi na, pagkatapos wala kaming na pananalita. Basta kumanta lang siya, nag-enjoy. Pagbalik, pag-upo namin, nakita namin ang dami ng pagkain sa mesa. Uy, sabi ko nun, sabi ng boss namin, bigyan daw kayo ng lahat ng pagkain na gusto nyo. Maraming salamat. And that's what I want to make or to tell mga newcomers. Bago kayo, gusto nyo sumikat? Yes, of course, nandiyan naman lahat ng golan. Pero, sing because you love to sing, kahit na libre. Walang walang problema dyan. And, because of your singing, marami nga nag-viral ngayon eh. Ito ngang family na walang trabaho, yung father sa Florida, nag-viral sa YouTube eh. Yung si Cole Train, I forgot the name of the father, but ang pangalan niya, Cole something, and the quarantine kids, mga anak niya, kasama niya sa banda, tinuruan niya ang babata, siguro wala pang mga 10 years old, 12, wala pang mga 12 years old yung iba. Ang babata, tinuruan niya mag-drums, tinuruan niya mag-gitara, tinuruan niya isa. Wala, talagang sumayaw-sayaw yung babae. Ang galing. Ngayon, nag-viral lahat ng mga video nila. Kumakanta sila ng mga Beatles. Ang cute. Quarantine kids, yun. Hanapin yun. Ang cute-cute nila. To the point na wala silang ginagawa. Kanta lang sila ng kanta. Hindi nga nila inaasahan, nag-viral sila. Napanood ni Ellen DeGeneres ngayon. In-interview ngayon sila ni Ellen DeGeneres sa Zoom, sa video. And when interviewing, anong ginawa ni Ellen DeGeneres? Kasi alam niya yung kalagayan ng pamilya, ng father, walang trabaho. Nagbigay ng $20,000 si Ellen. See? I mean, that's how it happens. Ganyan na talaga ang takbo ng panahon. In terms of your talent, give it away for free. Talagang huwag mong isipin na kailangan mong, ayoko kumanta dyan, kuripot dyan, walang bayad dyan. Dalawa lang ang bayad eh. Dalawa lang klase ang bayad. Either malaki or barya. Walang middle. Actually nga, wala na nga yung barya. Either malaki or walang bayad or hindi ka kukunin. Ganun lang yan. Kasi pag gusto ka, walang problema dyan. They will pay you any amount that you want. Or for that matter, they will give you more than what you want pa. I experienced that many times with the artists I helped become superstars. So umpisa, wala eh. Baka later on, nakita namin, ito na. Mga Mercedes-Benz na mga sasakyan. Kung ano-ano na mga nangyayari sa buhay nila. And all because they had been, having that right attitude all along. Their dreams will manifest, your dreams will really manifest if you do it the right way. So, give up, again, yung sabi nga natin na yung past na ninyo na start anew. Ito na yung the second to the last is give up your attachments. Attached pa kayo sa mga, kunyari, alright, ano ba mga attachments nyo? Alright, if you were paying a car, hulug-hulugan mo, and somehow ngayon, mukhang hindi mo na kayang hulug-hulugan dahil wala kang trabaho, so, mare-repossess yan. And somehow, parang sabi mo, sayang naman yung nabayaran ko na, well, sabi nga natin, it's bound to happen, so give it up. I mean, you're attached masyado. Okay, para bang, ano bang mga bagay, ano ba mga material things na inaano mo, na para bang hindi mo mapakawalan sa buhay mo. Samantalang all these things, mabubulok yan, mananakaw yan, mawawala yan, masisira. And so you have to be able to give it up easily. So wala ka dapat attachment. Kahit anong mangyari dyan, okay, so nawala. Thank you. I enjoyed it. Alright, so, sabi ni Judeline Garcera Homok, hello, Sir Tato. Hello ka rin. Hello. Hello rin. Alright, number 15. Ito na yung last. Para talagang we can now change to another topic later, another subject later on in the next video that I will, next class. Give up living your life to other people's expectations. Give up living your life to other people's expectations. You decide now what you want. This is the time. Let's start anew. Hindi na yun kung ano yung gusto ng tatay mo, ng nanay mo, na gawin mo. Oo, makinig ka, pero kung hindi ka masaya, sabihin mo, hindi ka masaya. Like, okay, si Freddy Aguilar. I will talk again of Freddy. Ang ganda kasi ng buhay niya. I've known him very well, no? Kasi nakilala ko siya bago pa siya sumikat. Mahilig yan sa bilyar. Nakita ko yan, unang-una ko nakita si Freddy Aguilar sa bilyaran, sa may malapit sa Vicor. Sabi ko, sino ba itong hiping kulelat na ito, na naka-long hair, naka parang, basta, naka-sombrero, ganyan. Tapos nagbibilyar. Tapos later on, yun na, nakita ko na, wow, singer pala siya. Okay, sabi ko, anong klaseng singer naman to? Bakit ito itsura niya? Yun pala, sasali sa Metropop. Anyway, why am I talking about him? Kasi ang expectation sa kanya ng tatay niya was for him to become a lawyer. To become a lawyer. Yun ang gusto ng tatay niya para sa kanya. Maging abogado. Kasi yung tatay niya was parang chief of police. At parang yung family nila were more of a political family sa probinsya nila. So gusto nila, pumasok din si Freddy sa politics. That's why ang gusto nila was for Freddy to become a lawyer. hindi sinunod ni Freddie. Ang sabi niya, gusto ko kumanta. So, yun yung naging desisyon niya to become a singer. Ayaw ng tatay niya. Kaya umalis siya sa bahay nila. Nagkaroon na siya ng conflict with his father until later on, when Freddie realized na parang when he composed the song, feel niya yung kantang yun eh. Kasi nung na-realize na, bakit ba nagkaganito ang buhay ko? Kasi kinuwanta ko yung parents ko. Pero basically, siyempre, hindi ko naman hahayaan na hindi ko matupad yung gusto ko. So, nagsisisi siya, not because sinuway niya yung parents niya at hindi niya sinunod. Pero, yun nga, nasaktan niya in a way. Kaya nagsisisi. Pero, ang ginawa pa rin niya was to really follow his bliss, what he wanted. And so, yun ang ginawa niya. Sinulat niya yung kanta at sinali niya sa Metropop. Hindi nga nanalo, pero it became the only OPM song na up to now, the only one that is an international hit. What do you mean international hit? It was released in more than 50 countries, translated in more than 30 languages, in Europe, in Asia, everywhere. So talagang international hit. So ngayon, madali nga magpa-international ngayon, mag-YouTube ka lang. Kaya lang, yun talagang ita-translate yung kanta mo. Magagawa sila ng sariling version. Ayun yung kanta ko. All because yun nga, he followed his dream of becoming a singer. Alright. So, naku, overtime na tayo. Ang dami pa natin gusto pag-usapan. Pero natapos na natin itong 15 things that we have to give up to be happy. So, I will not anymore repeat them. We took it up for almost 4 classes, 4 sessions. So if you want to watch the former videos of it, if you want to really now learn the previous things that we took up, you can go to Patreon. Actually, sa Patreon, well, may bayad yon. Kasi naman, kailangan ko naman ng kumita rin, in a way, you know. What do you mean by kailangan ko kumita? I mean, yeah, I'm doing something, but also, this is not really for free. I'm giving away some things here na free sa Facebook, pero actually, this is part of a of the thing that I'm doing for the school. Kasi I really am operating now a school. It's called the Kamalayan Lifelong Learning Center, where we hold classes, where we hold the class, KLASS, the Kamalayan Learning Alternative Success System. Ito yung style or the kind of curriculum that I have over that in that particular school. And so I need quit there. Kasi if you enter Patreon, you have to pay. May mga tiers doon. And so all those things naman that you will be paying, in a way, will actually be used for the betterment of the school and for this program. Kasi yun na nga, una-una, I need a new laptop. At this point, ang daming gusto bumili ng laptop, naubos na yung mga medyo mura-mura. Kaya medyo natitira yung mga mahal. And so sabi ko, how can I raise that fund or that So with that school, yung mga tulong ninyo, kung talaga naniniwala kayo sa ginagawa ko, well, no, I would appreciate it very much if you become a member of Patreon. So just go Patreon, Tato Malay, Patreon, Kamalayan channel sa Patreon. And you can actually register there. So with that, I'd like to say maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at magandang kamalayan sa lahat sa inyo. Thank you.